take it out to the fort where it's a madhouse and an instant classic of a game. Late second quarter, Reese Lang takes a shot on the way down and one. Now only a few ticks left. Kanan Bradford just beats the halftime buzzer. Cadets lead by 4 going into the break. Now off the missed shot, Colby Roberts gets to the rim and lays it in. How does Finn Pinnock get this shot to go? Falling to the ground, does not faze him. Cats go up 5, their biggest lead of the half. Cade Henniger hitting the 3 to cut it to 2. Good find by Pinnock. Weston Fairchild gonna connect on the baseline jumper. Open lane to the rim. Wyatt Dusky takes advantage. That ties it at 30-30. Tape measure shot here. Cade Hoskinson way behind the line. Bottoms, unlimited range. Grady Hessen, the hop step, up and in. Cadets take the lead. Now it's Avery Pottmeyer in the post. Wildcats jump back in front, 44-43. Laps in the Cat D here. Too much space for Ethan Wagner, and he buries it. Cadets go up 4. Waterford and Pinnock come right back. A 3 of his own to make it a 1-point game once again. And this will be Fort Frye's last chance here late. Henniger cannot get the shot off, and Waterford closes it out in hostile territory, beating their rival 51-48.